Do not wait. This is Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. And today, I'm going to give advice for all creative artists, especially visual artists. Don't wait! Do not wait. And I'm talking about inspiration. There's this artist myth that you have to be inspired to create great works of art. And my opinion on that, based on my own experience and those that I've observed, is that's baloney. That's why they're calling baloney in New York City, by the way. But I digress. Don't wait, because oftentimes waiting for inspiration is analogous to waiting for a bus at a stop that they've discontinued, but you don't know it. And oftentimes, when you're waiting for inspiration, you'll stand there forever waiting for that bus until somebody comes up and tells you, that doesn't stop here anymore. Now, it's true that inspiration sometimes can come. I mean, I've been so inspired to draw something that I've literally jumped out of bed and started sketching. That does happen, but it's not something that you can positively count on. And it's disastrous for your creativity, because if you're waiting for inspiration, like I did for, I'd say, I kid you not, 2 years, because I was depressed over my illness. I waited for inspiration and it didn't come. You know what did happen? You know what got me inspired? $500 for a job. I was contacted to do an illustration job, and that $500, that inspiration, quotation marks, got me off my butt and started me drawing again. Inspiration didn't come, but a job did. And when I did that job, I realized that you don't need quote unquote inspiration to get working. Just get working, regardless of your mood. Because, like I said, I was so depressed I could not draw for 2 whole years. I literally sat in my rocking chair. I have a rocking chair, and stared at the walls for 2 years because of depression. Drawing, which I loved, I just could not do. Don't wait for inspiration to come. It's not coming. You have to drive your own car. And when you do that, it's funny. Inspiration becomes your passenger when you're the driver. You can quote me on that. Inspiration becomes your passenger when you're the driver. I remember doing a corporate event a couple of years ago for ABC, NBC, I don't really remember, but there's this character in New York City, and if you are an older New York City resident, you know who he is. I don't know if he's still performing, but his name is the Naked Cowboy. Now, he doesn't stroll around naked. He puts on a pair of white bikini shorts. He has his cowboy boots. He's a tall guy. He's about 6'4", 6'5", has a cowboy hat, long blonde hair, and a guitar. And he walks around New York City just entertaining. And I mean in any kind of weather. You can spot this guy. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Naked Cowboy is out there somewhere performing. He may even be doing it now, but I digress. So we were at this corporate event, and all of a sudden, Naked Cowboy walks in. Now, I remember that day, it was around 40 or 50 degrees. And he walks into the studio, and, well, he's dressed the same. Cowboy hat, cowboy boots, white underwear, and a guitar. And I asked him, I said, hey, cowboy, Naked Cowboy, how can you go around New York City in any kind of weather and you don't really seem cold? Aren't you cold? And he said this thing that I'll never forget, which I've just forgotten. But he said, my body doesn't tell me what to do. I tell my body what to do. He's talking about inspiration. He doesn't care about the weather. He wills himself to perform. And you can perform in any kind of situation. I remember one of the most famous paintings was called, I believe it's Starry, Starry Night by Van Gogh. Van Gogh drew that painted that painting when he was in an insane asylum. That's depression, anxiety, anger, bitterness, fear times 25,000. And yet he was able to still paint. So, one thing that I recommend to you as a visual artist, as a performer, if you're angry, dance angry. Do your angry dance. If you're a vocalist, sing angry, sing out of that mood. If you're a visual artist, draw angry. And that includes all of the emotion. When you're depressed, draw depressed. When you've got anxiety, draw your anxiety drawing. I don't know what it's look like. I can't tell whether you're gonna make a just strokes on the paper combined with colors, a collage, cartoons. I don't know what it's gonna be. But if you draw out of whatever emotion you're in, your drawing, your dance, your song is going to have an authenticity and a power that it ordinarily would not have if you weren't in a crappy mood, if you weren't in a depressed mood, if you weren't feeling anxiety. One of my greatest and funniest artworks, and I'll post it on this channel once I find it, is called The Starving Artist. And it literally had a picture of me feeding on myself because I was frustrated because no jobs was coming in and nothing was seeming to work. And I was extremely angry. It became one of my best, I feel, most hilarious drawings. And it got me out of that mood. And that's another bonus of drawing out of your emotion. That if it's a negative emotion, you'll draw yourself right out of it. And you might even get paid. Do you know that I drew myself right out of it once that $500 possibility showed up? And I kept going. But the next time I have a bad mood, and I hope that you will do this too, don't wait for opportunity to knock. Your mood is your opportunity to draw, to paint, to dance, to sing. This is Elgin, Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. As usual, oh, there it is.